Thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video. So guys, the iPhone 14 Pro has been out for a while now, and I've been collecting and testing some of the best cases for the iPhone 14 from all kinds of different brands, and here are some of the favorites lined up for you today. Let's ramble.
Hold up, place go wild when I pull up. They all on me like it wants.
Hey, what's up guys? It's great to see you all again, and if you're new here, I'm Patrick, and this is where I ramble about tech and other stuff. So as a tech channel, I have the privilege of being sent some iPhone cases by a number of brands to test out and potentially share with you guys. Obviously, I can't stick them all in one video, and to be completely honest with you, I don't really want to either. While most companies these days make pretty decent cases, I do receive some real crappy ones from time to time, and I hope you will forgive me for not featuring those in any of my videos. None of these brands, by the way, are sponsoring this video. I specifically didn't want that so that I can just show you the cases without worrying about upsetting any sponsors or anything like that. I'm also not really here to call out a winner. I like all of these cases in the video for different reasons. They all have their pros and cons, and I'll let you be the judge of which one you like best. You really don't need me to decide that for you. With that said, let's just get started with the first brand, and that is Mouse. Mouse actually sent me a bunch of cases, so I get to show you different looks and styles. So brands, if you send me only one case, I'm only going to review one case, just saying. Mouse cases are known to be ultra protective, and they like to work with creators to show off exactly how rugged they are. Just like Casetify, by the way, I'll talk about them a little bit later. All of the mouse cases I have here are from the Limitless 5.0 collection. They're aligned with what Mouse calls AeroShock. They're MagSafe compatible, and they're aligned with this microfiber so you don't scratch up your phone. The case itself feels nice and sturdy. It's got a high quality feel to it. Raised edges all around the camera bump, which is kind of a must for me because I'm known to toss my phone onto desks and tables without the gentle care it probably deserves. Same goes for the display side, raised edges all around. Cutouts are only by the mute switch, the speaker, and the lightning port, and of course the little eye holes for a lanyard. The buttons feel very clicky, there's no mush whatsoever. So all of these cases are the same with the exception of the back plates, which you can pick and choose to your liking. My favorites are definitely the bamboo and the walnut one, and of course you can't really go wrong with a carbon fiber one, except maybe the fingerprints. Now these definitely do not qualify as a budget case. They're not cheap, but Mouse did offer me a discount code for you guys. So if you want to know the price of any of the cases I'm showing today, or you want to know if there's a discount code, there's links to all of them in the description below the video. Right, moving on to the next brand, and that is Walnut. Now, I'm almost certain that this brand will be far less known to most of you guys, but I really like their stuff. I have showcased some of their beautiful leather iPad sleeves in some of my iPad accessories videos, so I reached out to them to see if they make any iPhone cases, and they do. Again, not the cheapest of cases, but these are truly beautiful. I mean, I'm a bit of a sucker for leather accessories. Not that kind, get your mind out of the gutter. I mean this kind. These cases are surprisingly light, but they feel really premium. They too have this really soft microfiber lining and the clicky buttons. They're not as clicky as the Mouse ones, but still pretty nice. Raised edge all around the front, raised edge around the camera bump, and cutouts in all the right places. What makes these stand out for me is the use of the beautiful leather. I like both the gray and the cognac one, but I do prefer the cognac. I just think it looks classy and premium. And this has been the only case that managed to make my gold iPhone look awesome. If you've watched my iPhone 14 content, you know that I really didn't want to get the gold iPhone, but I kind of had to. I made a whole video about it. Anyway, with this case, I think it actually looks dope. Now, you will have noticed that the leather actually doesn't go all the way around. And in this case, pun intended, that's actually a good thing. I like to use my phone for things like my drone remote or inside tripod clamps. And last year, I was using Apple's own leather case, and it got completely ruined on the sides because of taking it in and out of clamps. I like when leather gets beat up a little or develops this nice patina, but that case just looked terrible and I had to throw it out. The fact that this one has this rubberized plastic all around and not just leather might just save it from that same fate. Next up, we have Pitaka, another premium brand with a premium price tag, but I do like their designs quite a bit. And if you're an OG on the channel, you know this. I feature their stuff all the time. Now, these cases are very different from most other brands in that they are wafer thin. These are definitely not built to be thrown out of a hot air balloon or a moving car. They will protect your phone from bumps and scratches, but I wouldn't feel comfortable dropping these from any kind of height. With that said, That's not what these are for. These are made for people that are looking for protection but hate adding extra bulk to their phones. I mean, these phones are pretty big already, and if you wear them in your pants or suit pocket, adding a thick case can be super annoying. These Pitaka cases, they snap on super tightly and they weigh close to nothing, so you barely notice you have a case on. Still, you're protected against scratches, and they have a really good ridge around the camera bump. I personally like the aramid fiber ones, but these fusion weave cases are super hot right now. They make tons of matching accessories and other gadgets for your phone too, so if you like this low profile stuff, definitely check them out. Moving on to another channel regular, and that is Moft. Now, to be honest, I have not reviewed many of their phone cases. I've mostly focused on their iPad stuff because Moft is one of the most creative companies when it comes to the use of magnets. They make a lot of magnetic accessories, and I feel like their cases are almost like vehicles to accommodate their accessories. Like this snap stand power set, which is basically a MagSafe charger, a wallet, and a stand. Now, I'm gonna be brutally honest here. In the past, their products have been super interesting and innovative, but I didn't always feel like they felt too premium or looked like super high quality. That has totally changed now. Not just for the accessories, but also for these cases. They look and feel really premium, and I especially like this snap case here. Looks pretty unique in my opinion, super smooth, and of course, it being a Moft case, it has incredibly strong magnets. In terms of protection, they're very similar to the rugged cases I showed earlier, except that the buttons, they do feel noticeably softer. But yeah, I guess that comes down to preference. So rounding up all of these cases to review can get pretty expensive. Thankfully, the resale value on those cases is pretty decent, so I might dedicate a part of my website to selling them. Speaking of which, do you have your own website yet? And if not, what's keeping you? If you're a creative or any kind of professional for that matter, it's really important to build your own brand, and the easiest way to be found online is to create your own website. No idea how to do that? Squarespace is the perfect tool for you. Trust me, I don't know the first thing about building websites, but when I put together my website using Squarespace a couple of years ago, it literally took me a couple of hours from start to finish. You just pick one of Squarespace's awesome templates depending on your business, and from there, you can customize it and really make it your own. You can create member areas, you can set up an online store like I do for my cases, do email campaigns, you name it. My own website is definitely due for an update, and I can honestly tell you that shooting new photos for the website will take more time than it does to actually update the website. It's that easy. So guys, head on over to squarespace.com for a free trial, and when you're ready to launch, make sure you go to squarespace.com/PatrickRambles and save 10% off your first purchase of a website or a domain using the code PatrickRambles. Right, back to the video. This next brand is called Native Union. I actually saw this case on their Instagram page, and I really like the design, which is quite unique. They only use bio-based and recycled materials, even in their packaging. Everything looks and feels premium, and if I had to describe this case in terms of how it feels in the hand, I think it is very close to Apple's own leather cases. Equally light as well, and of course a nice microfiber lining. Unlike the previous cases, this case has the buttons integrated. They're kind of sunken into the case, but they are surprisingly clicky. They sent me this nice matching MagSafe wallet as well, and this massive lanyard, which looks fantastic, but I think you really need to be in the mood to make a fashion statement if you're gonna wear this. Very cool system though. This doesn't loop through the eye holes like the other ones. It actually goes into the case with the phone, and then it connects to the lanyard like that. The advantage is that the phone hangs down perfectly straight, rather than just dangling at an awkward angle. The one thing I do wonder a little bit is how this thing is going to hold up over time, but I guess we'll find out. Next up is a brand that caters a little bit more to the budget-conscious shopper, and that is ESR. ESR is also very much an accessories company. They make some great stuff, some of which I've actually reviewed on this channel, but they also do cases, and ESR sent me two types of their cases, their Crystech case and their classic hybrid ring case. Now, the Crystech case is just a good, solid, clear case. Nothing more, nothing less. They don't have particularly strong magnets, but they pass through plenty of the iPhone's magnets to be able to attach battery packs and whatnot. The hybrid case I actually like better for two reasons. One is that it has a very strong magnet on the back, which is MagSafe compatible, and two, the fact that the camera guard doubles as a kickstand. I think little conveniences like that should not be underestimated. None of the other cases have this, and it can be super useful if you want to watch some content on the go, for instance. I really like this one, and like I said, it's a little less expensive. Now, if you're into funky prints and customization and crazy all-around protection, Casetify is definitely your jam. I've reviewed their cases before, they sponsored the channel a few times. I even dropped my iPhone 13 Pro in one of their cases from my drone. I'll link to that video up here. so I'm definitely a little bit biased when it comes to Casetify. Anyway, I'm not here to tell you that their cases are better than others or anything like that. That's not what this video is about. I'll let you be the judge of that. So we have their impact cases, we have their ultra impact cases, and their bounce cases, each with different levels of drop protection. But of course, the more extreme protection you want, the thicker and bulkier the case will be. Probably the most interesting feature to a lot of people is that they have countless designs, some of which are collabs with very popular franchises. And even if there's nothing in it for you, you can also choose to fully customize your cases, choosing your own fonts, your colors, your name, etc. The one thing they all have in common is this iconic Casetify ring around the camera bump. Die-hard fans will love it. I guess it's not for everyone. I'm kind of indifferent myself. Anyway, have a browse on their website, plenty of stuff to choose from. Leaving you with another lesser known brand, and that is Banks. Now, if I'm totally honest with you guys, I forgot that I had these. Banks sent me this gift box ahead of the launch of the iPhone 14, and it had this really cool mold of the iPhone inside, which gave us a sneak peek at the exact weight and dimensions of the phone. So I used that mock-up, and then I totally forgot that it actually had some cases inside. And when I looked a few days ago, I found this little gem. How cool is that one? I looked it up, it's called the MagClap Beelies cooling case, I think, and apparently it cools your phone by a couple of degrees, which can come in handy if you're into gaming so your phone doesn't overheat as easily. Kind of digging this design too. Let me know in the comments what you think of this case, and which of the cases that I showed you today stood out for you guys. Guys, if you enjoyed the video, please give it one of these, it really does help the channel. Subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next one.